Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kassandra and today we're doing a Yin Yoga class that's going to take place at the wall. So these are really restorative postures and the only prop really that we're using is the wall itself. So make sure you have your mat pretty close towards it, and you could have a block or some pillows close by just in case you need them, but really I don't think you'll be requiring any of those things. I know I'm not going to be using any of them. We are going to begin sitting up nice and tall, and you're going to turn so that your right shoulder is facing towards the wall. Stretching out into the chest and into the shoulders, a little bit into the pectorals as well. You're going to extend your right arm back, palm is facing down, so palm is flat against the wall, and then see how close you can get your right hip there. Once you have your arm that way, you're gonna bend the elbow at about a 90-degree angle, and you're gonna crawl your elbow so it's not necessarily at the same height as your shoulder, but more at the same height as your gaze. Already from doing this, you should start to feel an opening in your right shoulder and right pectoral. And then I want you to bring your left fingertips back behind you to help open up your chest as if you're trying to spin and look over to the left. You won't be able to spin too far back. And try to soften the gaze, even leaning the left shoulder down towards the left, or even leaning the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Taking deep breaths into the right side of your body. Settling into the pose. And take the time to adjust yourself so you can get the pose to be comfortable and easy to hold. Yin Yoga is a wonderful way to alleviate anxiety, to soothe the nervous system, and improve flexibility quite significantly. And really, the most important thing as we hold these poses is that we keep breathing and that we relax. So whatever doesn't need to be working right now, just invite those areas of your body to soften and let go. Staying in each pose for a few minutes. Imagine you can send your breath directly into that right shoulder, creating a little bit more space. A wonderful pose to do if you sit at a desk all day. Carefully start to lift the chin back up in line with the chest, and you're going to slide your right hand down, releasing. And before we do the other side, just rest your hands on your knees. Observe the difference from one side to the next. Notice the freedom that you've created in the right side body. And we'll go and do the same thing over on the left side. So you're going to turn your left hip to the wall, And get your hips pretty close in towards the wall as well. You can extend your left arm back. Palm is facing down, fingertips are spreading wide. And then you're bending the left elbow so that you can crawl that elbow up a little bit higher than the left shoulder. So more towards the eyesight. And then right fingertips go back behind you to try to help your chest twist and open up towards the right, although it probably won't go too far. And once you find that desired stretch, you can relax your ear towards the shoulder. No tension in the jaw. Just deep breaths to support you in the pose. So the closer you go to the wall, the more intense this will be. So adjust however you need to. If your neck has started tensing up again, invite it to release. Sometimes we try to breathe a little bit more into the low belly. For this pose, focus on breathing into the upper back and chest. Nourishing your left shoulder on the side of your neck, all the way down your left arm. Let's release the side by bringing the chest to face back towards the wall and sliding the left hand down. Rest your hands on your knees. Take 5 breaths here. So we're going to lower ourselves down onto our backs and bring our legs up the wall. So keep your left hip close towards the wall. And then you're just going to lower onto your back and lift the legs up. So as you lower down, we're going to take a butterfly pose. So start to bend into the knees, bring the feet in towards one another. And as you stay here, you'll probably notice that your knees want to lower down in towards your chest. So you can use your palms to just lightly press against the legs. And there's not too much effort or strength required here. This might look different from person to person, so play around with it until you can find that comfortable shape that you can hold. And we're just gently inviting the heels to drop down a little bit closer towards the groin, opening up into the hips. It's a really restorative way to do butterfly pose or bound angle. Upper body is heavy. So before we were focusing our breath in the upper back and upper body. In this pose, breathe deeply into the navel, low belly, low back, and hips. So although the arms are slightly engaged, you're really only using the upper body for stability, not resistance. You still want to feel the shoulders drop down and away from the ears, the forehead to smooth out, the jaw to be slack, and the legs to be heavy. Let's slide our hands further up towards the knees and gently bring your knees back in towards one another. Pulling the knees in towards the belly, giving them a big squeeze. We're going to set ourselves up for reclined pigeon pose next. You might find that your hips are too close to the wall here. It just depends what kind of tightness and flexibility you have. You're going to lift your legs up, and then you're going to cross your right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Keep your right foot flexed and you're pressing your right knee away from you. The leg can either be straight or you can start to bend into that knee, pressing the foot to the wall. And then the more you're able to lower that left foot down, the closer your right foot is going to come in towards the belly. So what's nice by using the wall is that we don't have to use our hands to pull that left thigh in towards us. We can allow the arms to relax and let go with very, very little effort required on our part. And it can be nice to just kind of sway a little from side to side, rocking the knee back and forth until you find your true center. where the weight is evenly distributed. And again, you adjust this pose by sliding your hips closer or further away from the wall, and also from how high you get your heel or how low you get your heel on that wall. To come out of this pose, you're going to straighten the left leg really slow, and then uncross that right foot and extend the right leg straight up. Setting up for the other side, cross the left ankle over the top of your right thigh, and then you can start to bend into that right knee. Keep your left foot flexed. And just like we did on the first side, maybe rock and shift a little bit side to side. Inviting that left hip joint to open up until you can find your center and come to stillness. you notice your mind start to wander, just focus once more on your breath or on the physical sensations you feel in your body. See if there's any way your breath can support you more in this pose. Start straightening that right leg. Coming out of this pose, left leg extends up. We're going to take our straddle from here. So open up the legs nice and wide. If you were further away from the wall, you might need to scooch your hips a little bit closer towards it. So this is my favorite way of doing the straddle pose. Sometimes we do it seated in my Yin Yoga classes, which is a wonderful way as well. But here, gravity is doing 100% of the work. There's absolutely no effort required on your end. And you will notice that as we hold the pose, your ankles might drop a little bit more towards the floor. Feel free to keep a soft bend in the knees. You decide how deep you go in this pose. Allow the upper body to be heavy, sinking down to the floor beneath you. Feeling the legs softly open up a little more with every breath you take. So we've been here for a little while. You might want to slide your palms closer towards the knees to help them bend a little. And then you're going to lift your legs back up. Keep a soft bend in your knees and pull your knees in towards your chest, giving them a bit of a squeeze. We're going to finish off either in Shavasana, laying down on the floor, or if you'd like, we can finish in legs up the wall, which is my favorite way to close the practice if I'm doing a wall Yin Yoga practice. Adjust your hips either closer or further away from the wall. Keep a little bit of a bend in the knees and let the heels rest. Reversing the blood flow so the legs can relax and become weightless. Upper body stays grounded. So with this type of final pose, you could hold it for upwards of 10 minutes or so if you wanted to. It's a wonderful pose to do if you've been standing or on your feet for a long period of time. A great way to provide some relief to your legs and lower body. So this is where I will leave you. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me. Please subscribe to my channel. And I also invite you to check out my 14-day Yin and Yang Yoga Challenge. The link is below in the description box. Have a fantastic day. Namaste.